Some people do makeup not because they don't feel confident about themselves, but because it's something they like. You understand? Some people do it because they are with partners that make them do it.
Yeah.
Right? So it just has to do with the individual. If you feel like makeup is that thing that makes you feel confident about yourself,
Yep.
do it. There are some people that don't have to do makeup at all. They still look very, very pretty without makeup. But trust me.
I got 99.9 problems. This is where we sit down and talk about 99.9 problems. And we ain't scared to talk about them. We got 99.9. Yeah, 99.9. Yeah, 99.9. Yeah, 99.9. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back again to another episode of the 99.9 Problems podcast. As you already know, always airing over the digital airways of YouTube. Over with me today in this episode, I have an amazing guest. I have with me a beauty dynamite, beauty expert, someone who has actually perfected the art, right, of hairstylist and perfected the art of makeup, as I can say, and is an amazing technician at nails. That's a nail tech. Ladies and gentlemen, she has revolutionized the art of beauty and self-care. The CEO of Prindis Touch, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Miss Prindis to the show.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Thank you so much, Miss Prindis, for coming over.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here today.
Yep, it's a pleasure for us to have you. I mean, I know it's been a long ride of trying to get you over, and I know with your busy schedule as a CEO of an amazing, big organization like yours, I know it's really been hard to get a hold of you, but thank you so much for gracing our show today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So let's get right into it, right? Let our audience know where actually can they find you, or what are your social media handles where they can actually find you?
So we are available on all social media platforms as Prindis Touch Braiding, and our physical location is at New Brighton, Minnesota.
Okay.
Specifically Silver Lake, New Brighton.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's great. Guys, do reach out to her. This is going to be an amazing conversation about beauty and self-care. Reach out to her and all of our social media platforms. And she is the best at what you're going to want to hear and what you're going to want to do with your face, your nails, and your hair. So basically, what inspired you to get into what you're doing, right? And what actually makes you passionate about it?
Talking about what makes me passionate about this. So I grew up in a home where my mom used to own a braiding or a beauty salon.
Okay.
So growing up with her, I saw how, people always felt very happy leaving her salon.
Yeah.
And someone that likes to make people feel happy as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So I said to myself, maybe if I grow up someday and decide to open something like this and put a smile on people's faces, make people feel confident and beautiful about themselves.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if it's through braiding or through nails, whatever thing that can make someone feel beautiful or confident about themselves. I just wanted to do something that will, elevate your confidence as a person, whether a woman or a man. I just wanted to elevate people's confidence and make them feel very pretty and happy. So I decided to do what my mom used to do or what my mom taught me. And that's how I'm here today.
That's very amazing. So because of your mom, so will it be fair to say she's been the biggest influence to this line of business which you've chosen?
She's been the biggest and the best.
Okay,
yeah.
Definitely. That's great. Over the past few years, around town and around the state, you've been a force to reckon with. I don't want to get into how much of an influence you've been to most people around town, even if they don't tell you, right? You've been a big influence. And you've actually revolutionized the art of hairstylisting. You understand? Most people want to do hair. Most people want to be makeup artists and do nails because of the way you've taken it over the past years.
Right.
Tell me what actually moved you to do that? Because you've made it so big that many people are trying to want to get into it. What has actually been that driving force?
I will talk about results of consistency.
Ooh. Impressive.
So I've been consistent with this. I didn't just start today.
Yeah.
Actually, May of this year is going to make me 3 years of owning a physical location. But I didn't start doing hair or makeup this year.
Yeah.
So the
great.
fact that I started from somewhere and I've been seeing progress, I've been seeing results from it, made me want to even do more.
Yeah.
So I think basically it's just consistency and, you know, the fact that you have people coming back, you know, returning clients coming back to you, telling you how happy they felt. You know, when people give you those reviews, it makes you want to do even more. So I think that's just it.
That's really impressive. Yeah. Given that you're on high demand, right? Many people actually want to like reach out to you to do hair and all of that stuff, right? How does your business work with your, like, how do you actually match it up with your daily life, right? And do you have people working with you and for you, or how does that go?
So I currently have 10 employees.
Okay.
I started by myself. I remember when I started, I didn't know how I was going to manage 2 clients in a day. But today, I'm grateful that I have up to 10 employees. And being a mom has helped me a lot to manage my business.
Yeah.
Because just from managing your kid or managing your home, it has a lot to do with how you're going to manage your business. When you talk about leadership, is everywhere. If you are able to lead a home or lead a family,
yeah.
Trust me, it's going to go a long way to help you manage your business. It's not been easy, especially when you're working with human beings of different, ages, races, and, different ethnic groups. It's not been easy. But like I said, being a mom has really, really helped me manage things or put things together.
So how did that start, right? Because I know, like, you have 10 employees. And before, did you just have people actually working in your salon, getting their own pay or getting paid on their own and not giving you any credit? Or how did that go?
So before, I started by, having people work for me on commission.
Okay.
I still do that, but I've also done it in a way that you can come into my shop or into my organization. That's how I like to put it.
Yes.
And actually you rent your suit, like rent a space,
okay,
and have to pay for that space weekly or monthly, depending on however we agree.
Yep.
So I have people that work on commission actually, and I also have people that rent spaces in my space in my shop.
That's really impressive. Now, it's been known over the years, right, that this line of business which you're in is been owned. I don't want to say dominated, right? It's been owned by women. Has there ever been a point in time you've actually thought of having male hairstylists? And of course, in addition to that, right, what do you think about the fact that there's a saying that when you find most men as hairstylists, they do a better job than women? What do you think?
So I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know why, most people prefer male hairstylists, but I feel like when a man is into beauty or into hair, I feel like they actually put in a lot. Their main focus is perfection.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm not saying women are not perfect, but out of experience, the few men that I've worked with, trust me, when they touch your hair or when they do anything, it's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that could be because it's a field which is dominated by women and which has always been done by women, right? So maybe when they are doing it, they find the need to like make it perfect because they know that there's going to be expectations that have to be met, right? You understand?
Right.
Because, of course, if I'm a lady and you're a guy doing my hair, my nails, and I'm going to be skeptical. So you need to like
on the contrary,
have the perfect thing done.
And the contrary is not like that when it comes to beauty.
Oh, really?
I've seen people come in and they actually prefer our male hairstylists to work on them.
Okay.
I don't know why that happens, but a lot of people say they are perfect in what they do. Maybe it's because, women, there's this saying that goes, a woman can do...
Okay, what a man can do, a woman can do better.
Better, right? What a man can do, a woman can do even better. So I feel like when it comes to beauty, men also want to, have that saying, what a woman can do, when it comes to beauty, a man can do it even better.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
that's actually funny because in states, for example, Georgia, Atlanta to be precise, it's been said that most of the beauty salons over there are dominated by men. For some reason, I don't know, right? And then coming over to Minnesota as well, I've seen a couple of salons who have one or two males as the hairstylists or nail techs or makeup artists. And more often than not, those guys often get a lot of clients than the females.
Right.
So that's the reason why I asked that question, which I'm actually kind of wondering. Now, to your organization, you do a lot of things. You're a hairstylist, nail tech, makeup artist. Yeah. Now, I see or overheard that you're trying to incorporate a spa in that. Can you tell us more about that and how that came about and how you're looking to get that incorporated into your organization?
Okay, so that's actually going to be a long run something.
Yeah.
Just because having a spa needs a little more
space
when it comes to license and all of that.
Okay.
So I don't want to sit here and mislead people.
Yeah.
Just make them understand that you can own a braiding shop and do massage and do some other things.
It takes a lot.
It takes a lot. If you're trying to do that, make sure you have the right license that covers that, and make sure you check in with the state to be sure that
that's right.
that space or that building is permitted to run a business like that. So I want to do that, but that's, like I said, it's going to be something that happen in the long run. Just because I'm still working on the license.
Okay. Definitely.
Yeah. I've had my license for some. Yeah. But I don't want to do some and not do others. I want to do everything. Yeah. So I want to be sure that I'm done with the license and then I incorporate all of that.
That's really great because it's going to be massive. Walking into a shop and then seeing that there's a space for a spa, massage, they do hair, nails everywhere. I imagine the clientele you're going to have.
Right.
It's going to be amazing.
So the dream is to make it like a departmental space where you can come in, do your hair, walk into the next room, do your nails, walk into the next room, do your massage.
That's amazing.
And, do everything and just leave.
That's really amazing. Now, you mentioned getting into, because I'm glad that you're doing something which you dearly love, and with doing something you love is gonna bring you fulfillment. Besides the fact that we're trying to make ends meet, make the money and stuff like that, doing what you love is really amazing. Right. And you mentioned about bringing in confidence, right? We know makeup and self-care to women is the equivalent of men working out and having an amazing body and being in shape, because that builds you a lot of confidence. Now, tell us enlighten us on the importance of beauty and self-care as a woman, because there's a lot of women out there who, more often than not, don't really do enough, to keep themselves clean and beautiful and have enough self-care done, be it looks, nails, and all of those things not being on point. What's the importance of self-care as a lady?
So I would say it depends on you as an individual.
Yeah.
Talking about makeup first. And I know that there's some people that do makeup not because they don't feel... I'm not saying makeup is the only thing that can make you feel confident about yourself. Yep. Some people do makeup not because they don't feel confident about themselves, but because it's something they like. You understand? Some people do it because they are with partners that make them do it. Yeah. Right? So it just has to do with the individual. If you feel like makeup is that thing that makes you feel confident about yourself, do it. There are some people that don't have to do makeup at all. They still look very, very pretty without makeup. But trust me, there's something else that makes them feel confident. So you just have to identify that thing that makes you feel confident. Yep. If it's your hair, if it's your nails, do it. But all in all, it's very important. It's very important to take care of yourself, especially as a woman. And remember, taking care of yourself doesn't only mean you need to, do an extravagant hairstyle or do this extravagant nails. Self-care, like you mentioned, smell good. Yeah. Look good.
Very important.
looking good doesn't only mean you have to do makeup.
Makeup, yeah.
Yeah. So just identify that thing that makes you feel confident,
Yeah.
but make sure you take care of yourself, especially as a lady.
Yeah. So it's very important because, you know, more often than not, we men actually go for the looks first, right? Before we factor in like the characters and the behaviors. There are most women who care more about the physical looks, which are entailing makeup and you know, hair and nails and stuff, and then they forget to like do the most essential part, which you mentioned, smelling good and stuff. For example, I think I've actually heard a couple of men complain about this. You get to a function and then let's say a function, a party, you're at the club or something, and then you get to hug a girl, and then like the hair and the wig smell so bad.
Right.
So bad. How can ladies out there ensure to clean or take care of those hairs? Because, you know, man,
So as a braider, right?
Yeah.
What I've noticed over the years is you see a lady with perfect makeup,
Yeah.
smelling so good,
Yeah.
but what she has under her wig, the cornrow, the braids that she has under her wig,
It's horrible.
is horrible. So somebody will carry braids for like 4 months and they keep changing their wigs and putting on new
4 months.
perfumes every day. That's what actually makes them smell sometimes. Not
Oh.
even that, you know,
So it's not even the hair though. It could be what you have
what
underneath.
you have underneath.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's very important to always change your cornrows.
Yeah.
At least once in 2 weeks or once in a month, you know, even if you don't like to do your hair or you
Yeah.
want to change your wigs every day, it's very important not to forget what you have underneath that wig.
Yeah.
Because I swear it smells terrible.
It's crazy. So do you sell wigs as well?
We do.
Okay.
We sell wigs, we sell bundles.
Every of every price and
so
every
everything
category?
that concerns hair,
Yeah.
I am into it. Everything that concerns hair as a whole, like all kind of braids,
Yeah.
all kind of wigs, even the ones that I don't have. You just need to, you know, send me a message, send me what you want,
Yeah.
and I'll make it available for you.
Now, talking about that, I see you had to at some point get into the men's dread style. What pushed you to do that?
So, like I said when we just started,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make just women feel beautiful.
Yeah.
You know,
That's right.
we are in a country where, you know, we are allowed to do whatever we want.
Whatever we choose. Yeah.
We are allowed to wear whatever we want.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to make just women feel very beautiful. If you, I want to do it in a way that, or I'm already doing it in a way that, whether you're a man or a woman, there should be something that I have to offer to you.
That's great. Yeah.
So what motivated me to get into dreadlocks, because I felt like my space was more of, you know, a woman's space.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I have a barber in my shop.
Definitely.
Because I wanted to be able to invite both male and
Male,
female,
yeah.
you know, make the world feel beautiful, not just women.
That's really impressive. Because, I mean, like, a lot of men now actually are getting into dreads a lot. And more often than not, like, so, basically, right, now, this is something important. So, I happen to be listening to this inspirational speaker. And he was talking he was actually referencing beauty artists, right? Hairstylists, cosmetics, nail techs and stuff, right? Do you usually give people advice on styles that are going to fit their facial looks or appearances, or you just actually go ahead and do whatever the customer actually wants you to do?
No. So I feel like one of my jobs is not just to do what you want me to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll always do what you want, but before I start your hair or before I offer any service to you, I make
Yeah.
sure I advise you on what will actually look good on you.
Yeah.
But you know, we always have stubborn clients.
Definitely.
At the end of it, I will give you the, you know, the opportunity to be able to do what you want. But
Yeah.
I make sure that I play my role by educating you on what's actually going to, you know, be better or look better on you. But if you decide to go with what you want, okay, so be it.
That's impressive. So, how do you actually deal with competition in your line of business? Because I know out there, everyone is a hairstylist. Everyone want to do makeup. everyone want to do. I mean, most girls growing up, they learn how to do their makeup by themselves. Most girls growing up, they do their nails by themselves, right? How do you deal with competition from other people in the same line of business as you? And how do you retain your clients?
Perfect. So I'm glad you asked that question because it's just something I was educating my employees on.
Yep.
Yesterday, just before I came here, about being outstanding.
Yeah.
So how I deal with competition, there's something about treating every client like they own a Lamborghini, right?
Yeah.
So every client that comes into my space, I don't care what kind of car you parked out there.
Yeah.
Once you are in Prindis Touch, I make sure that I treat you like you just parked a Lamborghini out there. And treating you that way means I'm giving you premium services. I make sure that I give you the best.
Amazing.
If you get in, I have a mirror in front of me. I have a mirror in front of the client. I have a mirror behind.
Yep.
I make sure before you leave, you confirm if you love our services, if you love what we've done. And if you don't love it, even if it means redoing it 10 times, I'll make sure I redo it. And remember, there's always going to be competition. Just in our, Cameroon community.
Yep.
There are like 1,000 braiders,
Yep.
right? Everyone is a braider. It's something that we do. If you have a visa to come to America, the first thing they tell you as a lady, go learn how to do hair.
Yep.
So
Yep.
there are 1,000 braiders out there. That's what I always have in my mind.
Yeah.
But what is going to make me different from those braiders is how I interact with my clients first, how I treat them,
Yep.
and making sure that they leave very, very satisfied. If your clients leave satisfied, I bet you they're always going to come back. It's not just important for you to have new clients every day. It's very important for those clients to return. So making sure that they leave very satisfied is very, very important because
Yep.
if they are satisfied, they're definitely going to return. And if they return, for sure that they're going to refer you to another person.
That's really,
So
that's,
I think that's just it.
Because, everybody, before they're coming over to the United States, they learn how to do hair, one thing or another. So mentioning that is really great because you show care and concern for every client.
Yes.
You don't treat others better than others,
No.
stuff like that. Now, do you ever get mad? Because I know a lot of people, most people, we're humans. We're humans. Sometimes emotions fall into place, especially with close friends or people you know. Do you ever get mad if you lose your clients or they go to someplace else to do your hair? Or how do you usually feel about that, especially when you meet them later on at maybe a function, a party, or whatever else?
So, like you mentioned, we are human beings, right?
Yeah.
And emotions come in every now and then.
Exactly.
But I have educated myself that you cannot determine how people will behave.
That's right. You cannot control that.
You cannot control people.
Yeah.
Even with your siblings at home,
Yeah,
sometimes
no.
you might do your almost best.
Yeah, but
but it's not enough to
yeah,
them.
yeah.
So just do your part.
Yeah. So what you can do is control what your own reaction.
Your own
yeah.
reaction,
Yeah.
right? Or your actions. So I just do my part and I make sure that I've done my best. In a way that if I see you somewhere, let's say I meet you at a party
Yeah.
with braids that you've done from another hairstylist,
Yeah.
right? I don't want to look at you and be embarrassed. I don't want to look at you and be shy. I want to look at you and walk up to you confidently and be like, hey, what happened? Or confidently tell you that your hair looks nice. Not because I'm jealous that you went to another person, but
yeah.
because I know that I did a good job. And if you went to another person, it's because maybe you felt like supporting another person and not because I didn't do a good job.
That's great.
So that's why it's important again
Yeah.
to always satisfy your
Your
clients before they leave. Now, satisfying them before they leave doesn't mean they cannot go to another place.
person. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they wanted to book with you, but at that time you were fully booked.
Yeah, you
were not available. But they need their hair done like ASAP.
ASAP, yeah.
They are not entitled to come just to you.
Yeah.
They can go to another place. Or maybe your distance at that time didn't permit them to come to you. They can always go somewhere else. So if you condition your mind that way, if you educate yourself that way, yeah, emotions will come in sometimes, but it's not going to bother you that much because you know that you did a good job, and they didn't go to that person because they were not satisfied.
Yeah. So, did that ever happen to you at some point? And did you actually learn to, like, overlook these things as years went by?
I learned to overlook them as years went by first because I've worked with a couple of people that, I felt like I thought we're gonna work with me forever.
Yeah.
But at some point, you cannot stop people from growing.
That's right.
If somebody works with you today and feels the need of, starting their own business tomorrow, I think the best you can do is just encourage them to start up their own business.
Or wish them
right?
well.
So what if they start up their own business tomorrow and you start seeing your clients going to them? Are you going to have a problem with the clients or have a problem with them because...
And more often than not, it creates enmity.
It does. Yeah. But like I said, you just need to educate yourself. Every time I work with people, I try to, condition my mind again or educate myself that tomorrow they might not be with me. They might go start up their own business. And if they start up their own business, first of all, our community, right? Everyone knows everyone.
That's right.
So if they start up their own business tomorrow, they can as well braid some of those clients that you have been working with. So it doesn't bother me anymore.
That's great.
It does not.
That's really great. You mentioned something about being away. Now, do you have clients? Because you're a boss. You've done my hair before. You're perfect at what you do.
Thank you.
You understand? There are a lot of people out there, women, men alike. They're going to want you to be the one to touch them. You understand? What if that situation arises where they actually want you to do their hair, their makeup, their nails, and you're not available, right? But of course, you have your 10 employees and they don't want to get to them. How do you handle that? Because, of course, I know as the business owner, you're not going to want to let that contract or money slip away, right? How do you try to, retain them at that time, when you're away?
So it happens almost every day, right? But what I do is, when I have you as a new client, I don't just try to always do your hair by myself. I always let my employees work on, all my clients. If I notice that you like your hair done in a particular way, I try to teach my employees what to do, or I make them understand that every client is different. It's not because we do this hairstyle in a particular way that the next person is going to want you to do it for them that same way. Every client is different. It's just important to understand your clients. It's just like building a relationship with new friends every day. Your clients will become your friends even more than friends who become clients. You know that, right?
Exactly.
So it's just like building relationships every day. When they come to you every day, you understand them as time goes on, and you try to educate your employees on how to deal with them. I feel like it's about educating both clients and employees. You cannot just let me as the boss do your hair every day, because something might come out.
And the clients need to understand too.
They need to understand. So it's about educating your clients and educating your employees as well, making them feel comfortable that even if you're not there, they're still going to get premium services. Even if you're not there.
Now, I like the fact that you mentioned educating. Do you accept anyone from ground zero to start up the learning process, or you only take people who have an idea of how to do the hair or the whatever field you want them to venture in?
So I accept anyone at all. In as much as you're willing to learn, I accept you. Remember, accepting you does not mean I am bound to remain with you or I'm bound to stay with you. If I accept you and I see that you're not serious,
you kick them out.
I'll kick them out immediately. So I need to see the effort you're putting in. If I see that you're actually putting in effort to learn, I'm very patient. I'm a very, very patient person. So if I accept you and I see that you're putting in the effort to learn, I'll put in the work. Make sure that you know what you're doing, because if I don't teach you, the right things to do, you are not going to treat my clients right. So I make sure that I teach you what you're supposed to know so that you can transfer it to my clients.
Now, I oversaw one of your videos cutting hair. How do you think of getting into that? How did that come about?
Okay. Cutting hair came to my mind when I just 3 years ago when I just started Prindis Touch. I noticed that braiding is a seasonal thing, right? Most people, especially in Minnesota. When I say seasonal, it doesn't mean like it's in other states, especially in Minnesota. Most people don't want to do their hair in the winter because they are scared they're always going to have a cap to cover it up. So they feel like they're going to be wasting money to do their hair.
That's right.
So I said to myself, if winter is going to be for 6 months and I don't have any client coming in to braid their hair, am I just going to be sitting there waiting for summer? No, there should be something I'm doing. Men don't really care like that. They want they get their hair cut, every time. It doesn't matter if it's winter or it's summer. So I decided to learn how to cut hair so that in case it's slow in the winter for braids or for installations or makeup or whatever, I could be doing haircuts in the summer. And that's why, as a person or as a business owner, it's very important to evolve every day.
And learn
new things every day. Because the world we are in right now
keeps changing.
It keeps changing.
Yeah, that's right.
Someone might come in today and do knotless braids, and tomorrow knotless braids is no longer trending. They want to do something else. So you need to keep learning as things are changing.
That's amazing. So I know dealing with people is the hardest thing ever for anyone in whatever field they're doing out there, right? How have you come to manage people? Because you said being a leader at home is going to help you with leadership skills. How do you manage people, especially your employees and mostly girls? You understand? How do you manage them? And of course, they're going to have different attitudes, behaviors, responses towards things. And how do you manage that?
How I manage them, I think it's just being an entrepreneur first has one of the skills of being an entrepreneur is leadership, right?
That's right.
So how I manage them is just starting from home, like I mentioned, as a mom. I will tell you about a story. I came into my shop one day and I had one of my employees come up to me. She gave me a hug. I was like, it was strange. Because boss and employee relationship these days, sometimes it's not really that cordial. But she gave me a hug. I was like, why? She said, I swear, working with you, I've not only learned how to do hair, there's a lot that I've learned from you. I've learned tolerance. I've learned to be patient. I've learned to be a neat person. Because you cannot even work with Prindis Touch if you are not neat.
Perfect.
That my environment always has
clean.
to be
That's
clean.
That's impressive.
So she said, I've learned a lot from you. I thought coming here was just only going to permit me to learn how to do hair and makeup and some other things, but I've learned a lot from you. Especially tolerance. And now tolerance doesn't only apply to your clients. Living with people or working with people, you need to be patient. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be a boss.
Exactly.
There should be that line. There are times when...
there should be boundaries.
There should be boundaries. When that time comes, I'm a boss. I'm a full-time boss. And when it's time for us to play and, have fun, we can do that. But just know your boundaries and make your employees know your boundaries. Knowing boundaries doesn't mean you have to be mean to people.
That's right.
You could come in some days not smiling, but that doesn't mean you're being mean. Those are, the boundaries I'm talking about.
So they usually say familiarity breeds contempt. Now, working with people because your employees might be people you've known before and they want to be employees. Your employees might be friends and they want to be employees. Your employees might be people you don't know, but you build that friendship with them. How do you maintain those boundaries? And how do you entail to keep those jokes aside from when you want to be a boss? Because it can be difficult and tricky at the same time.
That's right. That's right. Especially when you're very, very familiar with almost all the employees, like you mentioned. But to me, it has to start from day one. When you have somebody right from day one, always make them understand what they are allowed to do, what they are not allowed to do, what they can and cannot do. I have all of that. If you come into my shop, it's even pasted somewhere in my office. Before you start working with me, you know what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed. I don't care if I know you all the way from Cameroon.
Yeah.
Prindis Touch, when we are in Prindis Touch, it's a whole different game. When we are outside, it's a different game. So
that's impressive. I mean, you are a force to reckon with. You understand? Not just about giving you praises. The fact that you've been able to achieve all of this in all this short time shows how resilient, consistent, and amazing you are. People might not tell you to your face, right? There might be people who were friends before or are no longer friends, or people who see you from a distance. They are inspired by what you do. Even though they cannot tell you, or they might not walk up to you and tell you, they're inspired by just seeing and watching your moves and everything you do, right? It's really amazing at what you do, and so much kudos. And
Thank you.
Everyone out there watching us would definitely hear you and know that you are exceptional. Because the reason why I said the reason why I call you a beauty dynamite, right? A beauty expert is because more often than not, most people who do hair, who come from Africa, they do it in their homes.
Right.
But you are actually one of the first who moved it out and have a physical location, right? Which was amazing. Now, let's take a deep dive. It's more often than not said that if you want to hear the highest gist or gossip, it's at a salon. What do you think about that?
Well, that's true and that's not true.
How? Can you enlighten us?
Now, that would be true if you, as the salon owner, fail to, put in some rules.
Yep.
When I talk about putting in some rules, like I said, you cannot really determine how, people will behave, or you cannot force people to talk, a certain way just because they are in your salon.
Yeah.
But what I do personally, and what I educate my employees to do, I don't care whatever a client is saying about somebody.
Yeah.
Just be a good listener. Don't talk. I'm not saying you shouldn't interact with clients.
Yeah.
But I don't want to make my space, a meeting point for gossip.
Yeah, that's right.
Or for fights. So when a client sits and start talking about people, and I notice that it's a gossip.
Yeah.
I just do my best to do more of listening and not talking. Except you go to another topic that I see that is gonna, be good or beneficial to my business. When I talk about a topic that will be beneficial to my business, I don't mean using somebody's name or talking about somebody because I feel like it's going to be beneficial to my business, and then I start engaging in that conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
I will let clients say whatever, they want to say among themselves, because remember, they are adults.
That's right.
You cannot tell them, hey, shut up, I don't want you to say
and you cannot control what they say either.
You cannot control what they say.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would just control what they say if I'm doing a kid.
Yeah.
And there is another adult, saying things that kids are not supposed to hear. I might just walk up to them and talk to them in a nice way, just because I don't want, whatever they are saying to affect kids. But if it's something else, I don't think you can really control what clients say.
That's
but you
right.
can control what you say, as the braider, is saying to them.
Yeah.
And so it's more about controlling yourself as the braider or as the business owner than controlling the client.
Yeah, that's right. Because I asked that question because, of course, I've never been an entertainer of gossip, right? Because I'm someone who's straightforward. I don't care if you're close to me or not. If you fuck up, I'm going to tell you to your face however it is. of course, being respectful about it, but
Right.
making sure I'd let you know this is not right.
Right.
There was a story that went around, and then someone said they overheard it from Prindis Touch. That's the reason why I asked you that question.
Oh.
Maybe you weren't there or not, but that was really great, and it's nice. Now, given that you are a lady, you've made a lot of money from this business, and you're still growing, and you're definitely going to acquire and achieve more things in the future, right? What do you think about the fact that in the United States right now, we're seeing a lot of successful, young, beautiful women, young, old, actually single? Why is there a tendency, right, for most ladies who make it and be successful not to be actually submissive or feminine to their fellow men? Why do you think that is?
So personally, I'm one of those people that don't believe that you're supposed to be submissive to a man.
Okay.
I actually believe that,
So wait, you mean you believe you're not supposed to be?
No, I don't believe that you're not supposed
Oh,
to
okay.
be.
So you
Right, I
believe that you're supposed to be submissive. Okay,
be.
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, where I come from,
Exactly.
we watched our parents,
Yep. Grow up. Yep.
being submissive to, our fathers and all of
Exactly.
that. So to a certain extent, I don't believe that you're not supposed to be.
Exactly.
But also, I think men,
Yeah, they can be crazy
they're
too.
dealing with a lot of insecurities these days.
Yeah.
They can be crazy, like you said.
Yeah.
You making a lot of money, or you making so much money, and you're living with a man that is not making as much as you're making, or you're
Yeah.
dating a guy that is not making as much as you're making.
Yeah.
I don't know about a lot of people, but from my experience,
Yeah.
I've had a lot of insecure men.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you are a very successful person, or
Yeah.
because you are a very pushful person,
Yeah.
they just feel like you are not gonna be respectful,
Yeah.
or you're not gonna be submissive. If they end up getting married to you, but I still think that it shouldn't stop you as a woman.
That's right.
It shouldn't stop your grind.
Yeah.
It's very important to be very pushful, very hardworking, because the right person is out there for you.
Of course.
There's always someone that is going to understand that you are just a hardworking person. And being a hardworking person doesn't make you a bad person.
Exactly.
Or doesn't make you a bad woman.
Yep.
Like I said,
right.
I believe that
Women should be.
women should be submissive. I don't know about other women, but
Yeah.
where I come from,
Yep. We are obliged to be.
we are African women,
And
right?
and that is really great. That is really amazing because, we come from a culture which, like you mentioned, our parents grew up together for years, still together right now. We have never seen them fight or quarrel. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It does,
Yeah.
but we don't see it. You understand? And to come over here and actually copy some kind of mentalities or lifestyles or norms,
But at the
it's
same time,
it's unbelievable.
sorry to cut you, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I'm not going to blame some men, right?
Of course.
It's just because of the way some women, have behaved in the past. When they
Yeah.
start making so much money, they forget about their African values, or they forget. I don't want to talk about African values. They forget
Yeah.
about their values as a woman. There's still
yeah.
some things that you have to do.
Yeah.
Whether you're making money or not, there are some things that you should do. So most women have failed to do those things. Now it has, it has made, their men to look at successful women in a particular way. And you know how men are.
Exactly.
Whenever they are together,
Yeah.
they are either talking about women
Women,
or,
exactly.
or soccer, right?
Yep.
So maybe another
That's
man
true.
might meet a guy tomorrow and tell them about their experience. It's just gonna scare them
Yep.
from
Yep. Yep.
looking to that direction
Yeah.
of a successful woman or
Yeah.
a hardworking woman or a woman that has money. So to an extent, some women have made men to have that mentality.
Yeah.
Right,
Of course.
so-
Because there's definitely still good women out here.
Yes.
Be it as it may. And someone who's been through that, you've experienced that firsthand. What's your advice to men out there? And what can they do? Right? Because the only person who can advise an insecurity man, no, let me not say the only person. The people who can advise insecurity men are women who have dealt with that, right? And can give them an idea, because a man who is secure cannot advise a man who is insecure. You know why? Because he's not in that situation.
Right.
He's not in his shoes. Because when you are in his shoes, what you're going to see is different. So it's the woman who's on the other side of it. What do you think they can do to overcome that?
I feel like just build your confidence by, working hard as a person. If you meet a lady that is very pushful, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to be 100 on 100.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might end up with a woman that is richer than you.
Exactly.
But that doesn't stop you from being pushful. What women look at is not where you are at the moment. It's where you're striving to go.
Yep.
Like
Where
you're
be.
going to.
Yep. That's right.
Well, that's what I look at.
Yeah.
So
Majority of your
so if you're a guy and you meet a successful woman, don't look at what you're making at that time.
Yeah.
Rather, try to do something that is gonna make you move from that position to the next level. I think that's what most women look at these days.
That's right. That's right. I mean, so to top it off here, right? Now, in the country we're in, things are evolving, times are changing. Do you think that the society right now, the setting or the way it's becoming, is easier for women to be successful than men?
I think so. I think
so.
so.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I don't know, but I feel like a lot of women have had bitter experiences in the past that has just made them want to do more or want to challenge themselves or challenge men. That's why you see a lot of women out there, go-getters. They want to get it.
Yeah, I mean, because more often than not, they actually say when you have a hardworking woman, you have succeeded in life. That's really true.
It's a plus.
Yeah, because 90% of successful men out here, they have go-getter women by their side.
And again, we grew up, we come from a society where we didn't really see most women working like that.
Yeah.
And because our parents or our mothers were not allowed to work like that, there's a lot that they were being limited from.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot.
That's right.
So we are trying to change that. We're trying to change the narrative.
So do you think that it's because the society is so hard on men that is making it easier for women? For example, now we see a lot of fields which are actually dominated by women, right? And more often than not, some fields where if a woman get into, they're going to get a job and succeed easily. Let me explain, or let me give you examples. Fields like IT, for example, right? Fields like construction, military, road construction, buildings, managerial roles, and all of that stuff, right? I understand some of them still are at loggerhead to employ women. But when we see that when a woman gets in, they succeed very fast. Do you think it's because it's easier for you women?
I don't think it's really easy like that.
At life?
I don't think so. I don't think it's really easy like that.
Okay.
I feel like it just has to do with what you're bringing in.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there are also situations where a woman is working with, all the skills and all the experience.
But see, they don't.
That's right. They don't give you what you're looking for. But I feel like if you know what you're doing, you know what you're bringing in. If you deserve it, why not? They're gonna give it to you.
But majority of the time, don't you think it could be because maybe you all are women, you got what women don't have, you look so beautiful and charming, so welcoming, and all of those things that actually make something just captivating about you all, make you also welcoming and attracting to things. Because you see, most of the time, some women who are actually not qualified get to some positions or places that is because of probably them just being women.
No, now don't get me wrong. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens, right? Everywhere, Africa, in America, it happens. But that doesn't change the fact that if you're hardworking and you know what you're doing, and of course, put God first. If you know what you're doing with God in it,
with God in it,
you're always gonna get whatever you're looking for.
That's very impressive. Yeah, that's right. With God first, exactly. Having a hardworking go-getter lady is the way out here. Because you know, life is harder for us men.
It's a plus.
What could take a man to achieve in 10 years? It could take with a lady, or just a lady by herself. It could take her 5 or shorter.
Why do you think so?
Yeah, because you know, I don't know. There's something pushful or captivating. You know, there's a saying that, oh, if a man wants to succeed, he should get married. Have you heard that statement before? More often than not, it works or it doesn't. It just
when you're married, you just get
depends.
that extra push.
Yeah, just extra push. Anyway, guys, Prindis Touch. It's an amazing place, amazing organization. Your hair, your nails, makeup. If you're preparing for a photo shoot, a party, anything, reach out to her. They have premium services available for you guys. Follow her page, her organization on every social media platform. You see that up above. Please do follow her. Reach out to her. She got exactly what you need, and she's going to do it exactly the way you want it to be. In life, we succeed or we rise by lifting others. Go ahead and, you know, support her business, push her, follow her. And of course, as you have been watching this video, as you have watched this video up to this moment, do subscribe, do like, and engage with us. Thank you so much for watching up to the end. And guys, subscribe. I'm going to catch you guys in the next episode. Miss Prindis, thank you so much for gracing our show. It was amazing to have you. And of course, in the next episodes, we're going to have you back again. Thank you so much for being here.
To be back.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you.